Hey everyone, it's eMedia Coach here. It's very easy to make a website using WordPress, and I'm going to show you how you can get this $3,000 website for virtually nothing. The purpose of this tutorial is to help all of you out there who have businesses, want to attract more customers, and need an awesome looking website to do that, but do not have the budget to pay thousands of dollars to web designers. So we will show you how you can get all of this. Creating this is not difficult at all. If you have ever used a word editing software, you will be able to do this without any fuss. The web design here was done by the guys at Site Origin, and we're going to help you implement this as well as other essential website settings and plugins and configuration items on your behalf so that you can get off the ground and running as quickly as possible. I'll take you through some of its features. A lovely drop-down menu that you see here. A lovely image slider that automatically changes every X number of seconds. You can customize that. A nice home page here that you can customize and make it look any way you want. Any items you see here are completely customizable. You can add, edit, remove, move around. Basically close your eyes, picture what you want your home page to look like, and you will be able to do that. A lovely dynamic Google map where your customers can zoom in, zoom out, and find your location of business very easily. And also we'll show you how to integrate social media icons onto your site as well. We will pre-install a contact form, so that will already be ready by the time you receive this website. All you need to do is update your email address, and then customers can come in here, fill out their details, and you'll receive those details in your email inbox and then reply directly to them. Check out this awesome image gallery here. It opens up into a beautiful box feature that you see. Users can scroll through all of your images, and this is also another item that is pre-configured, so you don't really have to do much except add your images. And as you can see, this is a beautiful effect. It's a lovely feature, and you can expect to pay thousands of dollars for something of this quality outside in the real world. The design is responsive, which means it works flawlessly on a mobile. The image slider works perfectly, and as I scroll down, every other element renders absolutely flawlessly on the mobile device. Not to forget, for users that are on the go, the Google map can still be used effectively. I can zoom in, zoom out, move it around, and therefore your customers will be able to find your location of business very easily. Why don't you grab your own phone, go to emcvantagedemo.com, and you can see how it works on your mobile phone. Everything you see there on your mobile is included with the website design. Therefore you can see that we're going to be creating an awesome website here. Everything you see here is managed through WordPress, the WordPress Content Management System, or CMS. Some of the most well-known names around the world use WordPress for managing the websites, and you're going to get this pre-installed as well. All the features you see are free once you have your domain and hosting sorted. And as I said, our goal is to show you how you can get this $3,000 website where you can expect to pay that much in the real world for virtually nothing. WordPress is one of the world's most popular and easy to use content management systems. Now that's a big term, but don't worry, it's a very simple thing to use. If you've ever used Microsoft Word or any word editing software, you will be able to use WordPress. Small and large businesses around the world rely on WordPress to manage their entire sites. And here are some clear examples: New York Times, CNN, Forbes, Reuters. Looking down this list, there are some big names in here, and they all rely on WordPress. And best of all, it's actually a free platform. That doesn't mean it's no good. It is incredible, the things you can do and the things that you can customize using WordPress. And at the same time, very easy to use. That's what most of this tutorial is dedicated for. Once we set up and configure your website, the rest is dedicated to you customizing your site and adding the content and pages that you want shown. Let's begin. Let me give you an overview of what we're going to do. First, I'm going to show you how to get your .com domain name and web hosting. This will cost you about $5 per month, and are the only two essentials that you need for running a website. As you probably already know, a .com domain is where your website lives, and web hosting is where your website's files are stored. Without web hosting, when somebody goes to your .com domain, it would simply just load up a blank page. So therefore, these are the only two things that are absolutely essential, and I'll show you how you can get that for literally a few dollars a month, and it's not difficult at all. Secondly, we will set up and configure your website design and other essential settings. We will do this for you for free. By doing this for you, it allows you to get up and running as quickly as possible. And thirdly, we'll teach you how to customize your entire website. And this will also be free. This page of our website contains just about everything you need to know about our web design and setup offer to you. If you go to emediacoach.com/web-setup, you'll see it summarizes everything you need to know. Step 1, we will show you how to get your .com domain name and hosting. Step 2, all you need to do is complete this form. Step 3, you sit back and relax while we do the hard work. My team will take their time to set up and configure all your essential settings as well as the web design we showed you at the beginning of this video. And expect to hear back from us within 2 to 4 days, often much sooner. So let's get straight into it. The first thing you need to do is get a .com domain name and web hosting, and I'll show you the easiest way to do that. Go to hostgator.com. HostGator are one of the world's biggest and most reliable providers of domain names as well as web hosting. We use them ourselves for our eMedia Coach website, and so I wouldn't recommend anything that I don't actually use myself. As you can see, they're currently hosting over 9 million domains. They have great support. They've got a 45-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked, if for whatever reason you do not want to continue with them. And they've got a great live chat system here as well. If you run into any issues, it's a 24/7 live chat technical support, or you can give them a call or send them an email. So 24/7 support, 45-day money-back guarantee, and everything for about $5 a month. Let's have a look at the web hosting plans. They've got 3 to choose from: Hatchling, Baby, and Business. The Business is not something you will need. The Hatchling and Baby, the main difference is the Hatchling allows a single domain to be hosted with them, so a single .com domain name, whereas a Baby plan allows unlimited domains to be hosted with the same account. Most people have just one business and therefore will just have one .com domain, and likely you fall under that category. So it's sufficient for you to acquire the Hatchling plan, and the good news is that is also the cheapest plan available. Everything else is pretty much the same. Go ahead and click the Order Now button. You want to make sure the Register a New Domain tab is clicked. Then take a second to think about what you want your .com domain to be. Enter it into this box here. It will do a search to check if that .com is available. If it is, you will be the new owner of that domain. So let's try gymsphysio.com. Now I know this domain isn't available because we've used it for something else. Therefore, it will come up with this notification: please enter another choice. gymsphysio.com is unavailable. So therefore, you might have to go back and forth a little bit until you find a domain name that you would like to own and that is available. For the purposes of this demo, we are going to register a domain called EMC Vantage Demo. Now, you would obviously have something that relates to the name of your business.com, you'll see a notification. Congratulations, the domain is available and has been added to your cart. Then once you scroll down, ensure that the correct package type is selected. We are going to be purchasing a hatchling plan, which is the cheapest plan. Select a billing cycle that you're comfortable with. I want you to skip all of this information and just scroll down to the hosting add-ons section. Deselect any of the hosting add-ons that are already selected. The reason is these are not essential. They're great if you want them, but they're definitely not required. Now scroll down a little and have a look at your total due. HostGator will apply a standard 20% discount off your order, and you can see that here. This total is made up of your hosting cost plus your domain registration cost, and this domain registration here is for an entire year, not per month. Now go to the coupon code box, delete whatever is in that box, and if you have read the page on our website, you'll notice that we require you to use one of two coupons for us to be able to set up and configure your website and the web design for you on your behalf. Use the coupon MYHostMost, MYHostMost. Then click the Validate button. Immediately, you'll see that the total due has changed and is now less than what it was just a second ago. That's because this coupon actually gives you a bigger discount than HostGator's default 20% off. It will always give you a bigger discount than the default discount. As an alternative, there's also another coupon that you can use if you want to get the first month of hosting for just 1 cent. So if you scroll up, select 1 month from the billing cycle, go back down. It's currently about $20. Enter the coupon code 1 cent genius, 1 CENTGENIUS, and click Validate. You'll notice that the first month of hosting is just 1 cent. So therefore, there are two coupon codes you can choose from, either MyHostMost or 1 cent genius. MyHostMost gives you 25% off your entire order, whereas 1 cent genius gives you your first month of hosting for 1 cent. To have our team professionally set up and configure your website, you need to use one of those two coupon codes. The reason is, from time to time we receive a small referral commission from HostGator, and essentially this helps us cover our time and labor costs that goes into setting up your website. Without that, we wouldn't be able to do this for you. So that's why it's essential that you use one of those two coupon codes, and in return you do get a bigger discount, and we really appreciate your support. If you are more comfortable paying on a month-to-month basis, then go ahead and use this coupon code you see here. That's absolutely fine with us. For this order, I'm actually going to change it back to 1 year. Go up and select a username and security pin for your account. Now enter your billing information. It's essential that all of this information is correct because you will receive an order confirmation from HostGator notifying you of your new account details, as well as confirmation that your order was successful and that you now own your new .com domain, as well as the hosting that you require to be able to set everything up. I'm going to blur my screen here as I put in my details. Once you've done that, scroll down, double check your details, tick the I have read and agree checkbox, and then create account. Immediately after creating your account, you will receive this email from HostGator confirming your order details. You will see that it contains your new account details as well as the .com domain that you have registered, which you now own 100%. Go to your email inbox, open this email, and keep it open. You'll need that for the next step. You've just completed step 1 of what we require to be able to set up your website for you. Now moving on to step 2. You just need to complete this quick order form so that we've got all your details. First, choose your design, and in this instance it is known as Vantage. Enter your name and email. And the domain name that you use to register. That will also be contained in your confirmation email from HostGator. These two fields are optional, business name and business address. Reason being, we can always add them in later on, but if you have them on hand, definitely put them in. Then in this box here, all you need to do is copy and paste the contents of your order confirmation from HostGator. So that's this email. Just copy. And paste in there. Hit this checkbox and then click OK so we can start on your website. If you've entered all the required fields, you'll get this notification. By the way, this small print, it's very simply just saying that you understand that your website will look and function exactly like the demo website that we showed you. And of course, you will have 100% ownership. We will hand over all the logins and passwords upon completion, so it's all really straightforward. Once you've done that, step 3 is to just sit back, grab a beer and relax, because my team will take the time to professionally set up and configure all the essential settings as well as the web design on your behalf. It will be live as soon as we deliver it to you. You just need to update your content and then you're off and running. So sit back and relax. In about 2 to 4 days, we will contact you via email and you will have a brand new website up and running. This is what you'll receive from us when we're done with setting up and configuring your website for you. There are a number of things that we've placed on this site as a placeholder, and as I scroll through, you'll see that we've added a few items in the menu here. We've added the image slider and a couple of images just as an example, as a placeholder. We've slotted in a few panels just here, and a few other elements that you'll see, including a map. Now, all of this is absolutely customizable by you. You can choose to include or exclude any one or two or any of these elements that you see here. You can delete them or you can add new elements. Essentially, if you close your eyes and come up with what you want your homepage to look like, you will be able to do that, because everything you see here is customizable. They're all made up of different elements on your homepage, and I'm going to show you exactly how to customize all of those elements. And guys, that's what the rest of this tutorial is all about. It's about me teaching you how to customize all the various bits and pieces of your website. First things first. When we deliver your website, we will give you 3 important pieces of information. I'll just bring that across here. You'll receive a URL and a username and password. This is for logging in to your WordPress admin dashboard. Now, your WordPress admin dashboard is where you'll go to customize your entire website. It's the area that you'll be using most, And so keep these details handy. First, copy and paste this URL into your web browser. That's the sign-in page here. Enter the credentials that we send you. And that's how you log into your WordPress admin dashboard. Your first course of business is to change the password. Go to Users, All Users. Click on Admin. Scroll down. Enter a new password in here. Then click Update Profile. While you're at it, also update this contact email you see here with your own email address, your own personal email address. Then update. This replaces the password that we gave you initially. So it's really essential that you keep this information on hand, because anytime you want to make changes to your website, you will need to log in from this page here. Secondly, go to Settings and General. You'll notice there is a default site title and tagline. In the site title, enter your business name. Delete whatever is in the tagline section. Also update this email address here with your email address. Then scroll down and click Save Changes. Once you've done that, go here and enter www. The same in the next field. Then go down and save changes. This will actually prompt you to log in again. Let's go ahead and replace this sample logo you see here. Now, if you've already got a business logo ready, it'll be a really quick process. If you don't, that's okay. I'm going to show you how you can get one made quickly and also cheaply. Otherwise, where you can go and make one yourself. Back into your dashboard, go to Appearance, Theme Settings, and under the Logo tab, click on Choose Image. This will prompt you to choose an image from your media gallery. Go to the Upload File section. Here you can select a file from your PC, or you can just drag and drop if you've got the window open on your computer, like you see here. So say for example, that's our new logo. You can just drag and drop that in there. It will upload the image, and then you can set logo using that button there. Then save settings. Now let's refresh our website. There you go, as easy as that. If you haven't already got a logo ready, I'm going to let you in on a secret of mine where I get a lot of my design done. Go to a site called Fiverr.com, Fiverr.com. This is an online marketplace where you can buy basically anything, all kinds of services. Search for logo design. You'll see there are no shortage of people offering logo design services. You'll be able to look at their feedback. So let's take a couple of them as an example. You could look at their feedback. their past work, scroll through and find a designer that you like. When you have found somebody, you can join, become a member of this site, then you'll be able to purchase one of these services for $5. Actually, now it's about $5.50, including a 50-cent processing fee. But really, for $5, you really get some amazing designers. So feel free to have a look around. It can be hit and miss sometimes, but you will generally find somebody who's pretty good at what they do. Secondly, my other tip is if you don't have the time or money to spend, simply go to a website called onlinelogomaker.com. Scroll down, start the online logo maker. I'll just get rid of this, delete. We can add a symbol. Obviously, you can choose something that perhaps relates to your business. I'll stick with that. And you can add some text. And you can also resize. In this drop down here, you can change font. And also change color. When you're happy with what you've produced, ensure the background color is set to white. Then go across and download logo. That's it. Now that file is saved onto your PC. If you go back into your dashboard, and same as before, go to Choose Image over here, Upload Files, and select the file which we just saved. And save settings. Let's see how that's turned out. There we are. You may not be completely happy with it the first time. You can always go back in, change things around, change colors, change sizing, fonts, etc., until you get something that looks nice. For about 5 minutes of work, it really is a good solution if you don't already have a logo ready. So I hope that's been useful for you. Now we get to the fun part, guys. This image slider. You can now start putting in your own images into that slider. And once again, just like with a lot of other things in this video, all the settings and configuration has pretty much already been done. So there's really not too much for you to do except add in your own images. Going back into the WordPress dashboard, go to Meta Slider and click on Meta Slider. You'll see there are a number of settings here. To be honest, you don't really need to touch any of them because everything has been configured for you. The only thing you may want to change is the slide delay. This number here is the number of milliseconds between each slide. So that there is 7 seconds. You can change that and then click Save. Another thing you may want to change is the height of each slide. the height of each image. So currently that is at 400 pixels. If I change that to 600 and save, I'll show you what it looks like. There you go. Similarly, if I change it to just 250, there you are there. So it's all about finding the right balance. I like to keep it around 400. Now, once you've got your images ready, all you need to do is delete the ones you see here. Then go to Add Slide, Upload Files. Now go to the area on your PC where your images are stored. So say these are the ones we want to include in our image slider. You can highlight all of them like that and click Open. That will actually start uploading all of your images to our image gallery, our image library, which we can later edit or delete or do anything else. So everything you do here is not locked in, just so you know. It's completely customizable and manageable down the track as well. So let's just wait until all our images are uploaded. There we are. Once that's done, ensure the images you want are checked off like you see here, and then click Add to Slider. Now that they're there, you can actually rearrange them to appear in any order you wish, just by dragging and dropping. Then when you're done, click Save. Now let's go back and see what our site looked like. There we are. And if you've changed the length of time between each slide, that will take effect. There we are. I think that's absolutely perfect. And as you saw, there really was nothing much for you to do except uploading your images and making a small number of customizations as far as the length of the slide and the image height goes, because everything else was pre-configured for you. So that's all there is for adding slider images to your website. If you wanted to remove any, just go back into that section there and hit the delete button. Simple as that. I hope that's been easy. Now it's come time for me to teach you how you can edit all of these elements you see on the homepage here. Like I promised you earlier, you can change, remove, or add elements wherever you wish. Essentially, you should be able to close your eyes, think about how you want your homepage to look, and you will be able to achieve that. So what I'm going to do now is teach you the groundwork required for you to be able to do that. I think the best way for me to do this is to literally delete everything you see here and start fresh so that you can see how I added all of these, therefore giving you the tools and knowledge required to do the same in any way you please. Back into my dashboard, go to Appearance and Homepage. This tool here is known as Page Builder. It is an absolutely awesome tool. It's one of the best tools I've actually come across. It allows you to customize any page and make it look exactly the way you want it to look. these three elements here, circle icons, correspond to the circle icon panels over here. The visual editor here, we are the experts, is just that bit in there. Now this visual editor is an image, and these are a few customer testimonials right there. And these two are open hours and a Google map. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to delete all of this. To delete, just hover over a row and hit the delete button. If you wanted to delete any elements by themselves, you can hit the delete button you see there, and it will delete that particular element. Okay, I'll save that and refresh. As you can see, I'm starting from a blank slate now. To add a new row, click that there. Choose the number of columns you want. And you can use this to adjust the width of each column. So you can customize them, change the width, and be as precise as you like. For the first one, I'm going to add 3 columns. Then click the Insert button. What I'm going to do is put the 3 circle panels in here. To do that, click on one of the boxes and hit Add Widget. Go to the circle icon widget you see here, and you'll see that appear. Similarly, click on the second one, Add Widget, circle icon. And the same for the last. I'll go through this bit by bit so you know exactly what changes we're making. There you are. So now let's go and customize all that. Click the Edit button you see here. Now let's give the first panel a title. It could be our products or our services, whatever relates to your business. In this drop down here, you'll be able to select an icon. This icon will appear in that dark circle that you saw earlier. So feel free to use a bit of trial and error. Let's choose a rocket icon. Now set the icon size to large. And for more text, we will come back and update this a little bit later when we have all the pages on our website ready. But essentially, this will be a link to another page on your site, together with the more URL, which will take you to that page. For now, let's click Done. There you go. As you can see, we added the rocket icon. We changed the icon size to large from small. We added the title and a description. Later on, we'll come back and add a link just over here so that this particular tile links through to another page on our website. Now let's do the same for the second and third. There you go. The next thing I'll do is add a section under these panels with some text in there. So back into the page builder section, I want to add another row. This time I just want a single column. Insert. Let's add a widget called Visual Editor. And you'll notice I use this Visual Editor quite a bit. It's really flexible and it's also pre-installed, which means you don't need to install anything. It's all there ready for you to use. So click that. Hit the edit button. Now let's give that section a title. And now I'm just going to copy across some dummy text that I have on my other screen. This area here just acts as a word editor. If you've ever used Microsoft Word, this is exactly the same. Once you've done that, now the cool thing is I can actually change the order in which they appear just by pressing down on that button and dragging across. By doing that, I can change the location of any of the elements on the page. As you see there. Now say I wanted to add a background color to this element here. To do that, hover above this icon here and click Edit Row. Now when you go to Theme, you'll see an area for background color. You can pick any background color from the palette over here. I'll give it a light gray background. There we are. Next, I'll add back the image and the testimonials just under that section here. So let's add a new row, this time with 2 columns. Once again, I'll add the visual editor in both. Now in here, I want to add an image. Click Add Media and Upload Files. Of course, if an image is already uploaded, you can select that image from your media library. Once selected, ensure Link to is none and the size is full size, or alternatively large if your original image is extremely large itself. Then click Done. Okay. Now I want to add the testimonials. Once again, this visual editor is just like a word editing software. You can do anything you like with it. So we'll give it a title. And testimonials can be done using this little block quote here. What I'm going to do is just copy and paste some testimonials from the other screen that I have here. And there we are. Last but not least, let's add a Google map and some open hours just under here. Now this one, I want the map to be quite large. So let's set it to say 3070. If that's not right, we can always come back and rearrange. Now here we want to add a dynamic Google map. To do that, go to Google Maps, put in your exact business address, now click on that icon here, and click Share or Embed Map. Embed. From the drop-down, select a custom size, and let's try 800 by 400. Go here, copy that entire code. Now in this visual editor, ensure you go to the Text tab. The Text tab is used for any HTML or code that you would like to enter. If you enter it in the Visual tab, that code will not work. So we want to enter that into our Text tab. So paste that code in there. Let's give that a title. And click Done. There we go. As you can see, the map is probably a bit too tall, so we can easily go back in and change the dimensions. And so on and so forth until you get it right. Now let's give this area a little background color as well. I'm going to give it the same color that I gave the other row. So let me just check what that was. I think I'll just make it a little bit lighter as well. Okay. And there we are. So that's really how easy it is. As you can see, we can add in any elements we want in any position we want and rearrange and adjust the dimensions of each box to precisely the size that you would like it to be. So feel free to brainstorm and come up with how you want your homepage to look and what information you would like to present, and go ahead and add each one of those elements in there. Now I'll show you how you can add, edit, and delete pages from your website. I won't be showing you how to use the content editor just yet, just adding and deleting pages, and then I'll show you how to set up this menu area here so that you can put the pages that you want up there in the order that you want, and also how to create a beautiful looking drop-down menu. So go back into your dashboard, go down to Pages, and click All Pages. To delete pages, it's very simple. Just hover over the page you want to delete and click the trash button. So let's get rid of the pages we do not want. I would suggest you leave home in there, don't mess with that, and also leave the contact us in there as well. Whenever you delete pages, always remember to go back into this trash can here and then select all and delete permanently. To edit a page, simply hover over and click the edit button. I will show you how to use this content editor here a little later. And to add new pages, just click the Add New button, and you can add an unlimited number of pages on your website. So I'll go ahead now and add a few pages relating to our demo site, which is a flooring company. When you've entered a title, just click Publish. You'll see that the page gets assigned its own URL, which is yourwebsite.com/the title of the page. You can edit that if you need. And also you can come back and change the title at any time. Here is an example of how to change the title or the URL of a page. So let's take this one for example. Click Edit. Say I want to change Image Gallery to just Gallery. As you can see, the URL hasn't actually changed because WordPress knows that just because you change the title of a page doesn't mean that you will change the URL, because there may be other things linking to this page. So to change the URL, just click this Edit button and change that manually. And as you can see, this page takes on the new URL. Carpet. Tiles. And outdoor. Now say under each one of those items, so for us, floorboards, carpet, tiles, and outdoor, we have another hierarchy of pages. So for floorboards, we have solid pine floorboards. And laminate flooring, for example. We'll also add a few types of carpet. And I'll add in a couple of types of tiles as well. So that should do us for now. Here are all the pages I've just created. So obviously you would need to plan out how you would like the hierarchy of your website to be. So top level items and then second level items. So for me, the top level items are carpet, floorboards, tiles, and outdoor. The second level items, for example, the second level items under carpet are plush pile, twist pile, cut pile, and textured pile. So that's just an example to work your head around. And it's as easy as that to add new pages to your website. So once you've planned your website hierarchy, go ahead and add as many pages as you wish. After adding all of your pages, you'll notice that the menu area looks very empty. So I'm going to show you something really cool. I'm going to show you how you can customize this menu area and also add a beautiful drop-down menu. In your dashboard, go to Appearance and Menus. You'll see that there is a main menu assigned. All you need to do is tick off the items you want to appear in the menu. And then click Add to Menu. Now everything else has been configured beforehand, so you don't need to worry. I'll show you what that looks like. You'll see we've added everything, but currently it looks like a bit of a mess. What you need to do is order the menu items in the order in which you want to appear by dragging and dropping. The first thing I'm going to do is locate my first level pages, and they are floorboards, so I'll put that after home, carpet, tiles, and outdoor. Okay, now I had pages that were going to fall under each one of these four, and these are going to be our first level drop down menu items. So under floorboards I'll put solid pine floorboards, laminate flooring. Under carpet I'll put twist pile, textured pile, cut pile, and plush pile. You'll see what I'm doing here. For second level items, you need to drag and drop such that they are indented and they will appear below the item above it. So I can even go for a third level menu. Say for example, under textured pile, I want to add polyester. By doing that, it would come under carpet. By making it indent, it would actually come under textured pile. And say for example, wool blend. Okay. Now let's do kitchen tiles under tiles and bathroom tiles. We'll have contact us last. And that's about it for now. Let's save menu and see what that looks like. There we go. So if I just scroll my mouse over each one of these, and there you see the third level. And these items were single level items. That is looking absolutely fantastic. And as you can see, all it requires is dragging and dropping the pages that you want in the order and in the hierarchy that you want them in. Another cool thing I'm going to show you is in this links area here, you can actually add a link to any URL and put it in the menu. So for example, that will appear here. Now I can drag and drop that and put it anywhere I want. And if I click on that, it will take me to that URL. To remove any items, click the drop down and hit remove. To change the label, just change that navigation label. So as you can see, that was really simple and it made our website look 1,000 times better. From a user's perspective, it's extremely clean and easy to navigate. Once you know the structure of your website, you can implement that structure and your customers will find it very easy to navigate through your entire site. Let me quickly show you how you can change the color of these menu items when you hover over them. Go into your dashboard and go to Appearance and Custom CSS. Now open up a new browser window and go to colorpicker.com. Okay. First, before you do anything, I'd like you to copy and paste that there onto a notepad file on your computer in case you want to revert back to the original color. When you're ready, go to Color Picker. Here you can choose any color you wish. You'll notice that every color has a particular number attached to it, a particular number or letter combination. It's known as a hex code. When you've got the color you're after, just copy and paste in there after the hashtag. Then click Update Custom CSS. Refresh your site. And there you go. You've changed the color of your hover menu. Feel free to use trial and error, experiment, because you can change that as much as you like. But just make sure you do not touch anything else on this page except these numerals right here. Now here is a quick intro on the content editor. You'll need to know this so you can go in and edit each one of your pages. Most of this will be self-explanatory, but I'll go through it nonetheless. So let's go ahead and click edit on this page here. The text tab is used for entering any code or HTML. The visual tab works much like a word editor like Microsoft Word. So I can put in some text. I can set that as a heading. I'll just copy and paste some dummy text I have ready here. That's all normal paragraph text. You can bullet point things. You can number list. You can also bold, italic, and also change color of any text you like by using that icon there. There you are. And you can also hyperlink. Select the words or phrases that you want to hyperlink and click that icon there. By clicking on this arrow, you can actually hyperlink to any page on your website very easily. Not only can you hyperlink within your website, but you can also hyperlink externally. So if I highlight that, and that checkbox means that the link will open in a new window, which means the user stays on your website. Okay, let's check it out. There we are. And as you can see, that one opened in a new tab. To remove a hyperlink, click that icon over here. Last but not least, you can add images. Click on the Add Media link. You can either select an image that's already in your image library, otherwise you can upload a new image and select one from your PC. Ensure that the link to is none and the size is sufficiently large. Then click Insert into Page. You can actually link images to anywhere on your website as well by clicking on the image and selecting the hyperlink icon. So as you can see, the content editor is actually extremely easy to use. If you've ever used Microsoft Word or anything like that, it will be a piece of cake. The next thing I need to share with you is a bit of information about page templates and what they are. There are three types of page templates. A default template, which has a sidebar, a full width template, which means the page and content runs across the whole screen, and a custom template built with Page Builder. Templates can be selected from this drop-down menu here within each page. So as you can see, there's a default template, which includes a sidebar. Currently, this is the template used for this page, and that's what it looks like. The content is over here, and then we have sidebar content. And this sidebar content is, of course, completely configurable. I'll show you that in a second. The second template is full width. Now if I refresh that, you'll see the content runs across the whole screen. The third, full width without a title. This carpet should disappear because that's the title. There we go. And the last one, we can actually build a custom template using Page Builder. You will recall that earlier on in this tutorial, we set up our homepage using Page Builder we can actually use that tool to set up every single page on our site if we like. And I'll give you an example of that as well. But first, let's select default template, and I'm going to show you how to edit the sidebar. Go into Appearance, Widgets. You'll see in the sidebar section there is already some content. That corresponds with what you see here. So essentially, you can delete this right here. When you refresh your site, that will disappear and it will turn into a full width because there is no sidebar. But now what you can do is add new widgets into the sidebar and put any content you want. So scroll down. I like to use the visual editor. Once again, it is just like a text editor, very easy to use. You can add content, add text, add images, etc., etc. Let's see what that looks like. You can always go back in and edit anything you see there. You can also add more widgets. Simply drag and drop another visual editor. And you'll actually be able to choose which order you want things to appear. So if you drag this and drop it above that there, it'll save. Then when you refresh, you'll notice the information in that widget appears in that order. So you can go ahead and edit the sidebar with anything you want. You can actually add a Google map in there as well. That's a really good idea. And I'll show you how you can do that a bit later on. Essentially, anything you can add in a content area here, you can also add into the sidebar. Now let's choose another page. Floorboards. For this section, let's try using the page builder tool. I'll add a new row. I'll leave 2 columns. What I'll do is I'll put 2 little circle icons. The 2 types of floorboards I had were solid pine and I can put a link to our page on solid pine floorboards a little later. For now, click Done. And I can add laminate. you'll see that the two circle icons appear here, but we've got this sidebar which we need to get rid of. Simply select the full width page template. There we are. What I can also do is position the icon on the left, and I'll select an icon for this one as well. Perfect. To add some space between the title and the icons, you can actually add another row and drag that above there. So that will look a little nicer. Let's add links to our solid pine and laminate pages. So if I go to these pages, all I need is a URL, and I can go back in here and enter the details. Same thing for the laminate page. There you are. And now the user will be able to click through. Once they come to your home page, floorboards, click through to laminates, and you'll have something about that particular section right there. So that's a breakdown of how to use the page builder on any page. If you need more help with Page Builder, go back and have a look at how we actually set up our home page, and it's exactly the same concept. Just remember, if you're using Page Builder, set the template to be a full width page, and then you're good to go. So if you have any doubts, go back and watch the section about setting up the home page elements, and after that you'll be able to set up any page on your site and make it look exactly the way you want it to look. Quick note, just letting you know, I've taken the time to update a couple of the pages. So for example, carpet. I've set this one up using Page Builder. And floorboards. I've just put some plain text in this one here. So don't be alarmed if you see that the pages are a little bit different than what we showed you just a few minutes ago. I want to show you how we can update our homepage tiles that you see here and link them to specific pages of our website. In your dashboard, you'll remember it's in Appearance and Homepage. It's these circle icons we want to edit. Let's make this one carpets. We can make a link text, and in the More URL, just go back and find out what the URL is. So that there. Click this little checkbox and done. We'll do the same for the next circle icon. Let's link this one to floorboards. Similarly, I can go in, get the URL of the floorboards page, put it in there, and change the link text. you'll see that has taken effect. So basically, a user can come through to your site, click onto one of the tiles, and they'll be taken through to the respective page. Therefore, you can tell that the hierarchy and the user flow of your site is fairly important. So please do take a bit of time in planning your hierarchy. As you already know, you can come back and edit these links or these panels in any way you want, anytime in the future. Another cool thing you can do is change the color of the background of this icon. If you go into the circle icon widget, it's this field here that you need to enter a hex color. Basically, go to colorpicker.com. You'll see that as you scroll around, every color has a different code, a number and letter code attached to it. That is known as a hex code. So if you just look for a color that you're happy with, copy the code, place a hashtag, and then paste that code in there. Press done and save. Let's see what that has done to our icon. As you can see, that's changed the color. So you can change the color of this to any color you want, really. Use trial and error, maybe match it up with your menu. And actually, that's what I'm going to do. I know my hex code for the menu items is that right there. So I'll save that. I'm pretty happy with that. If you wanted to remove it, just go back and delete. And it'll return back to the original. Now I'll show you how you can add this contact form you see here anywhere on your website. And also, let's configure it so that when a customer enters their details, that form will be sent directly to your email and you will be able to reply back to the customer directly. If you go into Dashboard and go to BWS Plugins, click on Contact Form. The beauty of this is everything is already configured. We did this when we took the time to set up your website for you. But all you need to do now is update this field here with your own email address, your own personal email address, because that is where the form will be delivered to. Here, you can edit the text that the customer sees when they submit the form, or you can leave it as default. Click Save Changes. There it is. That text there corresponds with the text over here. You can also edit the text that appears over here. If you go into Pages, All Pages, and find the Contact Us page, you'll notice this page is set up using Page Builder. So click Edit on this panel here, and you'll see the text. So you can update that as you need. Also, to place that form anywhere on your website, all you need to do is copy and paste this little tag you see over here. It's known as a shortcode. So I'll show you how that works. Let's go to any other page on our website, just as an example. Now if I paste that tag in here and save, you'll see that the form appears on that page as well. So essentially, you can make this form appear anywhere on your website. You can also put it in the sidebar if you like, by going to Appearance, Widgets, and pasting the tag in there. There you go. When we delivered this website to you, you would have noticed that in the Contact Us section, there is a map there. Now let's get rid of this map and add in a new map with your business address so that customers can find you easily. Open up a new tab and go to google.com/maps. Now enter in your exact business address in here. As an example, I'm going to use this one. You will need to enter your exact business address, of course, with your street number as well. Once you've done that, go down and click on the gear icon, Share or Embed Map. Embed Map, here you've got a number of preset sizes, or you can select a custom size, which is what we're going to do. Leave the width at 800 pixels. Change the height to, say, about 350. Now all you need to do is copy that code, go to the Contact Us page, let's get rid of this code you see here and paste our new Google Maps code. Of course, this is all done in the Text tab. If it was done in the Visual tab and I enter code in there, it would simply not render. So let me show you what I mean. If I accidentally do that, click Done, Update. As you can see, that code didn't render, but because we did this one in the Text tab, that one did. You can change the text. And that's all there is to adding a Google map onto your website. If you want to change the size, you can easily do that. So let's make this one a little bit taller. So we'll just go back here, change this to 400 pixels tall. Once again, copy the code, go back in and replace the code in there with our new code. That's a bit better. So as you can see, use trial and error until you get the size of the map correct. And of course, you can always add more text around it whenever you need to do that. So that's how easy it is to add a dynamic Google map where customers can zoom in, zoom out, and easily find your place of business. And the beauty of it is this works on a mobile device as well. The contact form renders perfectly, and so does the map. So even on a mobile device, a user can zoom in, out, and easily be able to find you, even when they're on the go. Now I'm going to show you how you can add an awesome looking image gallery onto your website. Most of the hard work is done. We've configured and set up a few of the basic essentials, so all you need to do now is add some images, and I'll show you how to do that. Go to Pages. Here you can add a new page where your image gallery will sit on, or you can select an existing page. The first thing to do is ensure that the page you select is a full width page. Click Update. Now go to the Add Media button. Upload files. If your images have already been uploaded and exist in the media library, you can select them. Otherwise, you'll need to upload your image gallery files. Now I'll select some images from my PC. I've got them ready here. You can click on the first one, hold down Shift and click on the last one, and that will select all. Then hit Open. It will take a few minutes to upload. Once they're all uploaded, go to the Create Gallery link here. Ensure the images you want to create the gallery with are ticked, and then go down and create a new gallery. Here you can define how many images you want across in each column. I'm going to select 5. I've got 10 images in total, so 5 plus 5 will look good. Actually, I've got 11 here. I'll get rid of one. Ensure in this drop-down you select Media File, and then go down and Insert Gallery. If you're in the Text tab, that will show you some code. In the Visual tab, you'll be able to see your images. Now simply just click Update. And that's about it. Let's view the page. That looks absolutely awesome. I've got 5 across. You can change that if you like, by the way. That's completely up to you. When I click on an image, you'll see that it opens up into a lightbox. There you are. So a user can go through your entire gallery and scroll through your images, and this lightbox here is already set up and configured on the website that we set up for you. That's why all you had to do was set up and add your images to a gallery. So it's very, very simple. We've made it as easy as possible for you. To make changes, go back to the page and click the pencil button. Here you'll be able to change how many images you want in each column. So you can play around, and depending on how many images you have, you can select the best layout for you. And there you have it. A beautiful looking image gallery that took no effort. Now I'll show you how you can add some social media icons onto your site very, very easily. Obviously, first you would need your social media pages set up. For example, your Facebook page, Google Plus page, maybe a YouTube channel, etc., etc. But once you have that, you can easily set up some icons so that visitors can access your site and then click onto your social media pages to see more information. Social media is a great thing to build trust and loyalty and get your customer base to speak and communicate with you. You'll see there's a social media widget in the sidebar here. Click on Settings. Here you can choose from a number of different ways that your buttons will look. I quite like that one there, so I'll select that. Choose your size. You can adjust the order in which they appear. Now in these fields here, enter your social media URLs. If there are any of these you don't have, that's absolutely fine, because any field here that you leave blank, the icon will not appear. So you'll see when I do that here. I'm going to leave a couple of them blank. My Twitter username, eMediaCoach, Facebook URL, so I'm only going to use these 5 here. Pinterest and the feed URL I'll leave blank, and you'll see that those icons won't show up. Hit Save Changes. Once that's done, you can go to any sidebar or widget area on your website and add these social media icons to that area. So we'll add some on our homepage. I might just add the icons in this area here. Click on the box and add widget. Select the Accurex social media widget, and that's it. Save the homepage. Let's see what that looks like. Cool. So we can actually get rid of this heading, and we can change the size and also align the icons left. To do that, go into the Edit button here. Remove the title. Change the icon size. And align left. Might make the icons a bit smaller actually. There, that looks good. So as you can see, it's a great way to integrate social media onto your website. Very easy and straightforward. Congratulations on making it this far, because you've just got yourself a $3,000 website for virtually nothing. And what's more, you now know how to control and manage your website all by yourself. We are in the process of putting out more awesome videos to help your business. So don't forget, thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, we would appreciate it if you ask them in the comments below. The reason is, I'm sure many of you have the same questions, and it would be great to answer all of you at one time. So don't be afraid to ask any questions, and we will be more than happy to help. Do you have any other suggestions on videos you want us to put out in the future? Let us know. And don't forget, share this with your friends if you think you know somebody that would find this helpful. Thanks very much for watching.